as loud as they can be. I want to begin by telling you that you standing in this cold, in this wind, you standing raising this Palestinian flag, you chanting as loud as you can, you remaining disciplined and principled, you showing up, that is what revolution is. Revolution is showing up. That no matter what CUNY admin says, no matter what Mason says, no matter what Zionists say, no matter what mainstream media says, we know, and you know, that Palestinian liberation, Palestinian freedom, Palestinian right of return will actualize in our lifetime. We know that the crackdown, the censorship, the stifling, the bullying, the bombing of hospitals, bringing out fascist NYPD to crack down on protesters, we know that all these tactics are merely signs of a crumbling empire, are merely signs of a Zionist entity in its final phase of life. I want you all to look at that building, to look. I want you all to remember that even though we are tired, and even though it is cold, that there are Palestinian families in hospitals being bombed, that there are Palestinian children who don't have parents to go home to, that there are Palestinian mothers losing all of their children. I want you to remember that there is no job on earth, that there is no campaign on earth that should buy your silence on a genocide that has murdered nearly 15,000 Palestinians in less than 50 days, that there is nothing that can buy our silence when our people are bleeding, when our people are crying, when there are drones and bombs hunting down Palestinian life wherever it exists. I want you to remember that they will try to bully you, and they will try to make you feel worthless, and they will try to make you feel outnumbered, and they will try to corner you into a space where you are explaining why genocide is wrong. But when they do, you remember that as students, you hold infinite power as students. You have the power to organize as students. You have the power to shut this building down. And that the crowd should never be a crowd of only Palestinians or others, that this crowd should always reflect cross-movement solidarity, that this crowd should reflect people from all walks of life, because we know that none of us are free until all of us are free. And when you get tired, and when you get drained, and when you feel cold, standing in the wind, I want you to remember that there are Palestinians in tents right now, under the rain, with no shelter, that these are people just like you. These are people who deserve life. These are people who should not have to welcome their genocide quietly. These are people who will be freed, not because it is a fantasy of the youth, not because it is a long dream. No, we know that it will happen. That if it doesn't happen today, it will happen tomorrow. We know that as the people funding this violence, and as the people whose tax money is being used to shred off Palestinian limbs, as the people whose tax money is being used to punish Palestinian life, as our people are homeless on the streets, we know that we have a responsibility, that this is a time in history that we cannot sit back. This is the time in history that will testify against you, so do not for a second leave this gathering thinking this is it. Continue to show up, even if the numbers aren't big, continue to show up. Even when it's windy, continue to show up. Even when your voices run out, continue to show up. Even when you're the only person in the classroom who has the decency and morality to speak up, continue to show up. Even when they place you on canary, continue to show up. Even when they put you on the front pages of newspapers, continue to show up. Even after they dox you, continue to show up each and every single day for every single Palestinian child, mother, father, man, women, those throwing the rocks, those holding up the phones, to show us what's happening to them, to each and every single Palestinian. So let us chant louder than we have ever before, and let Mason know that her cop school could not destroy the revolution that exists within each and every single one of you. So free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Mason, Mason, you can't hide! Mason, Mason, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! We charge you with genocide! Mason, Mason, you can't hide! Mason, Mason, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! We charge you with genocide! In our thousands, in our millions! In our thousands, in our millions! We are all Palestinians! We are all Palestinians! In our thousands, in our millions! In our thousands, in our millions! We are all Palestinians! We are all Palestinians! We are all Palestinians! We are all Palestinians! Mason, Mason, you can't hide! Mason, Mason, you can't hide! We charge you with genocide! We charge you with genocide!
With the help of the Almighty, I pray to the Almighty to bestow upon me His truth, His wisdom, that I may be worthy of conveying His message, and so, inshallah, sanctify His name and bring peace to the world. We just heard a heart-rending, not a speech, a cry, an appeal, and I didn't hear this the first time. I've heard of cries that's heart-rending many times. And me, I've been hearing this cry for, thank God, over 50 years. We've been standing on the streets and demonstrating because this attack on Gaza is not an attack that just started over 40 days ago. 40 days is a long time, minute by minute. Every single minute, people are hearing a sound in the sky. They're looking up and palpitating with fear, not knowing if this will be their last minute. But this is only 40 days. 40 days that over 5,000 children, over 12,000 adult people have been murdered. And imagine anybody can quite well understand when a bomb hits, it murders some. But it's quadruple the people that it injured. Maine, people who are psychologically murdered when they see the members of their families, they can never live on as a normal human being. So they murdered psychologically hundreds of thousands, and people are lying in excruciating pain in the cold, without food, without medicine. Anybody with a simple headache or a toothache knows what it means every slow second that passes when you suffer. And here you have people in Gaza that is beyond comprehension what is happening, and the world is silent. The world is silent. Why is the world silent? usually outspoken. So many countries that claim they are doing for human rights. Why are they silent? Unfortunately, the name of my religion of Judaism has been dragged into the mud, is being used to silence people from being outspoken. They claim that the ones who are opposing this occupation is anti-Semites. It's because they hate the Jews, so they dehumanize the people of Gaza. And then they are able to silence the world. This is a vicious, reviling claim. This has nothing to do with truth. In fact, the rabbis who are living in Palestine and rabbis around the world immediately, vociferously, with the top of their voices, scream that this occupation is not Judaism. It's a selfish, flawed political movement that started over 100 years ago. This is not Judaism. Judaism says do not kill, do not steal. Judaism, we can attest, we have been living in every Muslim country and in the Ottoman Empire, which was in control of Palestine for hundreds of years, with the very sharply different religion between Islam and Judaism, and it wasn't an impediment to peace. We lived together. We helped each other. We babysat each other's children. We have pictures to show that. We have older Arabs, older Jews. Everybody will testify to their own basic existence, how they lived together and helped each other. What changed? How come the world is being duped? How come the world is going along with this narrative of Zionism when the history is right in front of us? Do you respect your elders? What about respecting your elders and asking them, how was the existence between Jews and Muslims? Everybody will tell you it was peaceful. We lived together. How dare the Zionists come along and vilify Muslims around the world, and they vilify the people of Palestine, when this is a vicious ploy to gain control over the world, over the Holy Land. It's a vicious ploy to silence people who are bothered by inhumanity, people who are bothered by what atrocities that are occurring. That's all it is. It's a ploy. It's a vicious ploy of the Zionist state of Israel, because they are anti-Semitism personified. They dare not call anti-Zionism anti-Judaism when there's so many Jews around the world, and the more the religious the Jew, the more anti-Zionist they are. How dare they! We cry and hurt with the people of Gaza. We cry and hurt with the people of Sabra Shaltila, of Baja Barajda, and all these camps that they're suffering for 75 years. We cannot be silent. We dare not be silent. And we challenge the world leaders to step back, and take a look without being intimidated at where the truth lies. Is it Judaism, or is it a simple base movement that wants to create their safe haven? This is not acceptable. It's not a safe haven. They're the cause of bloodshed. The 1,200 people that died on October 7th. We are not condoning violence, but the blood of those people on the hands of occupiers who caused their death, and 75 years of tens of thousands of other Muslims and Jews and Christians. sleep. Do not be silent. Call anybody you know who may have some influence on people who have power. Stand up, talk out, and even if you don't have such people, don't be silent. Your voice is heard. Your voice will be heard. God is looking at us and wanting to see who is standing up for justice, who is standing up for compassion. Stand up. Don't be silent till we will realize a free Palestine, as it says in the Torah. As it says in the Torah, the Almighty says, why are you rebelling against me? It will not be successful. This state will end. It will end. So stand up. Do what you can. Don't be silent. God will see what you're doing, and you will be rewarded for this. Let us all stand up. Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Judaism, yes!
Judaism, no!
Zionism, no!
Zionism, no!
The state of Israel must go!
The state of Israel must go!
Judaism, yes!
Judaism, yes!
Zionism, no!
Zionism, no!
The state of Israel must go!
The state of Israel must go!
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum